up the left wing, and the ball comes into the box, and it has to be shepherded out again and given directly back to Zambia. Kangwa, and that's a foul on Kings Kangwa there. Difficult to remember a moment where Simon Msuva has been mentioned, but Charles Mombwa, a possible replacement, at least like for like again. Mombwa, the 26-year-old who far too much purchase on that. Does Yaya and Msuva. And Chaiwa's fouled in the build-up for another opportunity to surge up the field. Have had all evening. Dropping to the region of Switzerland, soon to rejoin BSC Young Boys from his loan spell in Schaffhausen. And at such a young age, though, he has brought a lot to this team, at least in terms of control. Not at all at fault for the opening goal. And now has just brought his side a free kick just after 62 minutes here in this game in Ndola. So the free kick does come the way of the Zambians, and it's a header over. For Zambia, and they continue the play with a little bit more urgency this time. Musonda, Lubambo. To Frankie, and now to Stopila Sunzu. Surging forward and calling for the free kick. It is given. Foul there now on Lusajo Mwakenda. Another name that will be coming off the park. unable to add to his World Cup qualifying tally so far. Decently worked now down the line by Tanzania. Comes back to the number 19, Edwin Balua. And Balua draws the foul. Makenda. And it comes back to the defense now. Baka goes up the line. And once again, Balua trying to do well to hook it around. He was caught off it though. Mubanga trying to go again across field. And Tanzania have to watch out here because Zambia do have possession. They're looking across there from Kennedy Musonda. Mubanga into a very good area. Showing a little bit more impetus now for Chipolopolo. And that certainly will be a free kick that they'll be wanting to capitalize on just after 70 minutes here at the Levi Mwanawasa. It was Chaiwa as he got his chest there ahead of the number 9, Abdul Hamisi. And just barged right into the back of the 20-year-old. Chaiwa just creating some opportunities and openings, even though he has been, for the large majority of this match, in a defensive position in midfield. But now possibly a chance at a strike on target. Kings Kangwa off the bar again, and now a second follow-up shot. Oh dear. Another time that the upholstery denies Zambia. Well, all these chances are going begging. And now you have to beg the question, will it be Zambia's night or not? just a case of inches, and now Tanzania with an opportunity of their own and trying for the curler. A very decent effort there from the number 7. It had everything on it to that effort by Kings Kangwa. Of how close Zambia came to that equalizer. Technical staff of Zambia. Comes out for a man that you associate with going down too easy. Could just be cramped though. Of course, when you hit the turf in this long grass, every step that you take, it really does feel quite heavy with the mileage that these players put in. Asking for more control in the midfield and in the defensive positions is, of course, Avram Grant, as he sees this tie slowly slipping away. Hasn't been the best year for the Israeli manager. And looking to arrest that very swiftly, if they can, through the boots of Calvin Mubanga. A live wire since coming on as a substitute in this match. Possibly making amends for not starting the game. And he will take the resultant corner kick. It's going to be the right-footed in-swinger looking for the heads, but Tanzania, as they have done all night, defending astutely. Another delivery comes this time. might drop kindly, but just doesn't. And now there are numbers breaking for Tanzania. The space opening up ahead of them to Clement Mzize. Very decently done. And the ball goes to the back post, neatly controlled on the chest, and might be an opportunity at the shot. Oh, it just dinked up for a bit there. And still, and finally, Zambia do get it clear. And now they can break in numbers. But looking at that back line, Tanzania with 5 defenders in one go. I just seem to give up on it, Kings Kangwa. He's run so much throughout the evening. And he was just trying to economize on whatever gas is left in the tank. Lusajo Makenda. Now to the number 9, Abdul Hamisi, who's playing in a midfield role. Hussein gets it to Hamisi now. There he is again, 23-year-old. And the possession just toing and froing between the two sides. We are getting word that that cramp suffered by Stopila Sunzu is just too much for the big number 13 to continue anymore. There is that expected change. Obino Chisala, the man who will be replacing him. Sunzu, 34-year-old, being replaced by Obino Chisala, who plays his football in Mozambique with Costa da Sol. Made his debut this year against Malawi. And now comes on for his second cap for Zambia. A very decent tackle in the box. And even the most ardent of Zambian fans couldn't have been surprised that that wasn't even referred by the referee to his assistants. And now Zambia have to track back because Tanzania are breaking through the lines. Oh, and that was just a little bit rushed with the outside of the boot. It still does fall to the attacker though. And they win a corner kick. Edwin Balua doing what he could with that straight pass. And another substitution for the Tanzanians. Clement Mzize. He makes way. He won't be getting on the score sheet again against Zambia tonight. Lamek Lawi will be replacing him. Lawi, traditionally a left back for the Tanzanian side, Coastal Union, set to make the switch to Simba this year. And coming on for his international debut as well in terms of competitive games. This is just a caution there because you can see the frustration. From Calvin Ubanga. Forced into a couple of saves, but really it is just the woodwork. Which has been helping him out. That deflected shot by Patson Daka. And then that Absolute monstrous free kick by Kings Kangwa. Both rattling the crossbar and post respectively. And for his troubles, referee Abdelaziz Bouk looks like he will be giving a yellow card to the keeper as soon as he does make his way back up to his feet. That's the third caution of the night for Tanzania. Joins Mzize and Mudati Yaya, two substitutes in the book. And just about 7 minutes, just less than that, of normal time. Now, if Tanzania were to steal another goal here, you might say that is game, set and match, but there is still a bit to play here. Quality not quite there. And finally a foul is drawn on the Zambian player. Kennedy Musonda though back up to his feet, and now Chipolopola can drive again through Chaiwa, but there is a lot of gap between the midfield and the attack. They're going to have to use the ball rather than their legs to make sure that it gets upfield. Obino Chisala, he's now playing as a left back. And decent flick-ons there. It comes out now. Musonda in the right back slot, coming out to Chisala. Gets it back into the midfield. Frankie Musonda with his new centre-back partner, Gift Mpande. Now Musonda again. And nearly into the feet of Daka. Hooked around, and again Ali Salim making sure that the time is on the side of the Tanzanians. Punted upfield by the Tanzanian goalkeeper. Well, what do you do if you are Avram Grant? Their only win this year coming against Malawi so far. But that was an international friendly. They lost to Morocco in the Africa Cup of Nations. They drew to Tanzania back in January and drew to the DRC. They did get a consolation match against Zimbabwe, which they lost as well. In terms of penalties, that was a friendly game after two. To draw, and then that Morocco loss. So it really hasn't been a 2024 to remember for Avram Grant, and they've got just a few minutes as a Zambia player. But that really does appear to be a last throw of the dice by Avram Grant. And a foul called. Made 18 appearances in the under-19 Italian league, scoring 5 times. What he would do to get a goal here, and the delivery just cut out at the last moment by the Tanzanians. Chaiwa, who's now operating as part of a back 3, but very much a midfield 5. Such is the intensity of the high line from Zambia, and oh wow, that could have gone anywhere. The outstretched leg from Lamiklawi doing enough to earn his side at least some respite in terms of defense of this corner. Zambia with a chance to make it 1-1. But to no avail that time. Musonda goes with his right foot. Goes over all the players. It might fall kindly to Kennedy. Evans Kangwa. Kings Kangwa rather. But again. And now Tanzania breaking. Deciding rather to keep it in their defense. A little chip pass and goes out of play for a throw-in. Just after 1 minute and a few seconds left of normal time. There should be some stoppages, but a draw really isn't enough for either of these two teams, especially in a group which contains Morocco. Kings Kangwa, oh, and has to go down to his left there, Ali Salim. It's a more than comfortable save though. And the news from pitch side is that we are expected to get a whole chunk of extra time, about 7 minutes indeed. We should see that when the fourth official raises his board in just a couple of seconds. Kangwa, who has come the closest in this second half to restoring parity, unable to do so there again from that long distance strike. Here comes Chipolo once again. Musonda. Kennedy Musonda now to Kings Kangwa and Chisala, and that's just given away. Tanzania, even with this allotted extra time, will surely feel that they've done enough at least to come away from this venue with some kind of a point. Faisal Salum, who's become a rather anonymous figure just in terms of being mentioned. He is at least bundled over there, and that is the confirmation of that extra time. We're already eating into it, but the Chipolo players just asking referee Abdelaziz Boug to take into consideration these stoppages. Just a replay of the opening goal there. The one goal separating the sides. The defining moment in the match. We thought that there might be more opportunities for the home side. There were, of course. They have struck the bar twice. getting back underway. Frankie Musonda to give them Mpande. Mpande looking for the options, finds Kings Kangwa in the midfield. Out to Obino Chisala. Well, they just seem a bit afraid to actually take initiative here, the Zambian players. And you can't afford to do that with just over 4 minutes remaining. Well, look at those scenes. So many fans who've made the journey across from neighboring Tanzania. Another yellow card. They are starting to rack up, this time from Lamiklawi. And surely, if you are Tanzania right now, you're going to want to just keep possession of the ball. But they decide to go almost to the striker's chest. Now Chaiwa brings it out to Mubanga. Mubanga goes diagonally and just over the head of Kennedy Musonda. He's not going to grow any inches in this match, but he might just age a few days if the result stays the same way. And again, time-wasting yellow card given to the Tanzanian player. Chaiwa turns, passes. It's not enough though. Zambia have to get it up the field. Musonda managing to do that now. Finds his left back, Chisala. Chisala with a direct cross, but an easy enough clearance once again for the Taifa Stars. Mpande. It's last chance saloon here for Chipolopolo. Trying to manufacture the chance here, Mubanga. And again cut out. There's just a wall of blue ahead of them. The throw-in does go the way of Zambia. It would be a critical home loss for the men who won the 2012 Africa Cup of Nations. Zambia looking for a first route to the World Cup, as are Tanzania. Mpande, now to Chaiwa. Chips it over this time, but there's not a lot of height to gain. Mpande has to go back again. Chaiwa. Now Chisala going again to Mubanga. Finds his left back. Mubanga, it's going to be his delivery. And the defense resolute once again. Just over 1 minute left. About 90 seconds, in fact. And it's all hands on deck here. Zambia, just one opportunity, just one chance, and he goes around the outside. The captain, it does fall to the striker. Oh no, and again with the acrobatics. It's still alive though. Zambia could get it through. And finally, the defender is barged over, and it is a foul. And that was surely the moment. Kings Kangwa shown a yellow for his protests. And the ball just didn't fall kindly enough to Chipolopolo. And you do feel that the whistle will be very close to referee Abdelaziz Bou's lips after this incident. Well, they were relying on something magical to happen, but there were no tricks enough. And you do feel that that means that solitary goal will be enough for a win for Tanzania. A priceless win, really, at their old rivals. Chaiwa with one last effort, one last puncture of the Tanzanian defense. But it gets dominated all the way back to the halfway line. And again with the diagonal, and again it's cut out. And now Tanzania, they can get their head. A chip ball into the striker. Patsandaka, though, unable to get his head to the ball. And it does drop kindly, nearly, oh, and over the bar. Calvin Mubanga, he's tried ever so much since coming onto the field. And that is it. Matchday 4 is over, and Tanzania have a priceless 1-0 away victory at Zambia. It was all down to that 5th minute Waziri Junior goal, profiting off a mistake in the midfield by Emmanuel Banda. Mudatir Yaya caught him off it, passed the ball into Waziri,